Your attention, did I mention if you got a kiss on your lips that you're looking for somebody to take, if you got a heart that ain't afraid to love, ain't afraid to break, if you got a Friday night free and a shotgun seat.
Hey guys, so this is actually the third time I've tried filming this video and it's just gotten really long and rambly, so I'm gonna try to make this as sweet and simple as possible. So today I'm gonna be doing the girls' neonatal follow-up clinic, and if you don't know what that is, most premature babies with low birth rates, born at a really low gestation. Usually if they were born in a hospital with a fair-sized NICU, they have neonatal follow-up. That's just because premature babies are most likely going to have some kind of problem in their future, whether it be like a tiny little leg lamp or something more serious. So we went to it today. We actually only went to two, which really sucks, and this was the last one, but I'm so glad that we went because we found out so much about the girls. They gave us a piece of paper, and I'm pretty much just going to be reading off of here because it was really hard to remember exactly what they said. So I'm just going to kind of read off the paper and kind of give you guys an idea of what neonatal follow-up is and what we learned about the girls, because we did learn lots about the girls, and you'll kind of know where they are developmentally and how their languages and stuff are, and yeah. So I'm going to start with Hailey because Hailey is the shortest of the list. So we saw 4 different people. We saw a psychologist, I think is what they were called. It's psychology is what they were looking at. We saw like an OT for like motor skills. We saw a speech and language person, and then we saw a nurse and doctor. So for Hailey's psychology, she is eager and keen to learn. Her IQ test was standard for her age. Her attitude and behavior is standard for a 4.5-year-old, and her developmental skills are good for preschool level. For her motor skills, her fine motor skills, which are like the little grasping of things, are actually above average and more at a 5.5-year-old level. And her gross motor skills, all they commented on was the cerebral palsy in her left foot, which we did get a diagnosis. The doctor looked at all of the other doctors' reports, looked at her and was like, you know what? Because of the brain scan, because of all of these doctors seeing the exact same thing and thinking the exact same thing, we're just gonna give you an official diagnosis, because at least with official diagnosis, you can get signed up for if she needs a brace, you get funding for that, and there's so much more options once you get an official diagnosis where it really doesn't change anything, but it can help you in the future. Her language skills, I'm actually gonna read it off the paper because I'll never be able to remember everything that they wrote. Average range for understanding, expressions, and articulation. And then they just said that we've done amazing with her because of her MRI. You really wouldn't think it's the same child because her MRI was so bad. And that's really just because of all of the hard work that we've done with her, and had we not done as much work with her, she might have been a completely different child. So that is it for Hannah's. Before I went in there, I was really worried that she might have Asperger's, which I haven't really said because I was hesitant on saying it because there's been favoritism things in the past, and I was worried that if she didn't have Asperger's that you guys would be like, nah, it's just because she's not your favorite or something. I don't know. So I was really worried about that. And the only reason I thought she had Asperger's is because that's the first thing I read where I looked at the list, and there were so many things that was like Hannah that I was like, this is Hannah. This is I've never been able to describe what she does, but this is what she does, and I don't know. So that was the first thing that really made me think that maybe there was actually something and she's not just a stubborn child. I don't even know which one to start with. I guess I will do the official diagnosis last, because then the rest will kind of explain into it, I guess. For Hannah, I'm just gonna read off the sheets because there's a lot more to say. So her visual skills, her reasoning, her working memory are all age appropriate, and then her language, weaker area, her language understanding, lower end of average. Her language expression is more like a 3.5-year-old. She learns better when words are helped with pictures, and her preschool skills are a little bit behind. So for these testing, I went with Hannah and my mom went with Hailey because I knew that I had concerns with Hannah, and I actually loved to watch her. They played games with her, and when they would play the games, she would do really well if there was pictures and stuff, and I watched her struggle if they would talk to her and then she would have to think about her answer and then try to say something. I really watched her struggle, but I watched her do a really amazing when it came to anything with pictures or not having to talk or not really listening that much. The speech therapist said the language comprehension is lower than average, and her language expression is about 9 to 10 months behind, but she's only been decannulated since summer, so that's actually pretty good. the motor/OT stuff is the one where we got like the official diagnosis, and I don't know too much about what I'm about to say, so I can't really explain to you what it is. You're welcome to Google it because that's about as much as I know. So pretty much what they found out is that her fine motor is harder for her than other 4.5-year-olds. This is common for ex-preemies in up to 50 to 60%. And it's harder for her to learn gross motor skills. So the thing that they diagnosed her with is developmental coordination disorder, and I don't actually, like, I read it quickly and I was like, oh my god, this is the same stuff that I was seeing on the Asperger's stuff, but I'm not like an expert on it because I only just learned about it, and it's not like I really got to really talk with them about it too much. But there is a program at Sunny Hill in Vancouver that we are going to go to for children with developmental coordination disorder. So I'm really excited to go to that. I'm really excited that I'm able to go to that and that there is something. And when I read this, it explains like how like they have trouble putting on clothes or pajamas, or they like forget, or like it like gets lost in their brain, so like they know how to do it but then they can't do it, kind of thing. And that explains Hannah so good. And I am so like, I wish that there wasn't a diagnosis, like I wish that everything was just fine with Hannah, but I'm also at the same time really happy that there is like an explanation, because there's been lots of days where I'm like, I just don't understand why you're like this. But now there's like an explanation, and like it sucks, and it sucks that it's like, it's not just her being stubborn and she's gonna grow out of it, but I don't even know if you grow out of this or you just kind of like work around it. I don't know. So I'm still like learning about this, but I am really, really happy that now there is a reason, and I'm not just like, I just don't understand, because now I understand. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then the only other thing that happened is that when we were talking to the doctor, I was like, I just want to switch all of our doctors to children. So now like our ENT, and we're going to go to the feeding group here, which eventually there is like more feeding therapies, like long-term feeding therapies, which will be good in the future. So overall, I was really happy with the follow-up clinic. And if you had a premature child and you have the opportunity to go to these clinics, I totally recommend it. And I'm sorry that this video was kind of me just reading off a paper, but I found it so much, it was so hard to like comprehend everything because it's like 2 children coming at you at once, and like, I don't know. But I'm really happy. I'm really glad with the outcome. Like, I'm not really glad that Hannah has something wrong with her, but I'm so glad I got to learn stuff, and it was a long day for all of us, but yeah, we learned so much. And then I'm gonna just throw this into the video. The next day that we were there, we saw the neurologist. I said this in my last weekly vlog, and the neurologist was just checking on Hailey and the cerebral palsy and like giving their report, even though we just got a diagnosis, so it didn't really make sense. But now the neurologist thinks that the girls might have a nervous disorder, and that's all she said. She wouldn't really talk to me more about it because I don't think she really wanted to worry me, or she didn't want to worry me for no reason, maybe, I don't know. So the girls also might have a nervous disorder. So on that trip, we're going to be going to Sunny Hill now, and we're also going to be back for nerve appointments and cerebral palsy appointments. And yeah, so when I went to this appointment, I realized there's going to be a ton of more appointments, which sucks, but that's my life. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.